Detroit Lions fans, Detroit Den 313 back with another episode. Before we get going, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Steve, news. I mean, we knew about it maybe, but now it's pretty much locked in. Please tell the people what I'm talking about.
This Detroit Lions offense is about to be unstoppable, William. It already was unstoppable. And now you're giving us David Montgomery back, 1,000-yard running back with over 1,000 yards, over double-digit touchdowns, more of our power featured back in short yardage situations, inside the 5. Good luck stopping us. We've seen him take – William, where do you want to begin? We could talk about how he takes over games late in the fourth quarter and overtime. We're not a news channel, all right?
Yeah.
The Detroit Den is not a news channel, all right? When we talk news, it's news. If you don't think David Montgomery coming back to this lineup listed today – Put up the graphic there, William, of the practice report from today. The other one. William's new to this button stuff. He's not used to running the behind-the-scenes work here.
You want this one?
We will have to hire someone. Yeah, that one right there. David Montgomery, full practice, not a limited practice, not a watch practice from the sidelines, not a looked at practice on film. Full participant in practice today, William. This is major stuff here.
Yeah, I like that Terrion Arnold's out there too as well, but we're going to talk about David Montgomery today. That's the news for today. We'll talk about Terrion later, but Terrion, we see you. We not forgetting that you at Detroit Den 313. But David Montgomery, man, just having a year before he went down, and Coach Campbell, he gave a phrase when he was talking about David Montgomery that I really liked. He called him a tone setter. Set the tone. And what I immediately think about when I think about a tone setter, I think about how he runs the football, how he runs tough. He'll run you over. I think about my man Weatherspoon out there with the Seahawks, how he changed his life. He'll never be the same.
They're still scraping him off Ford Field with a shovel as we speak.
Yeah, this bits and pieces still down there. He will probably forever have DNA at Ford Field until they change that turf. But Detroit Lions posted something. I had seen this before, but they posted it again. And when I thought about tone setter, I was like, man, why didn't this come to my mind? Because this should have came to my mind as well. So I'm going to load that in. Tone setting.
Just rude. Just absolutely rude.
He will come up and get you in the run game. I think that's one of the things that he can do that we won't see out of Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs will come up and he's going to block in the run game. He's not going to let you get by him, but I haven't seen him put anybody on their ass like that. Demo is a savage. I'm happy. I'm happy to have him back. I know I talked a little bit about loving the touches, the extra touches that Jahmyr Gibbs was getting. I still hope that maybe he gets 5 more touches. Maybe he's earned 5 more. Demo coming back after an injury. Maybe he gets 5 more than he normally would. Maybe this is a 55-45 now. I would be cool with that. Like I said, 60-40, but man, so happy Demo's back. We talked about it a little bit. Before he went down, he was on pace to get 1,000. He's got 185 attempts, 775 yards, 12 tutties, man. 36 receptions, 341 yards, man. Just a dog, like you said, 1,000-yard rusher, man. A guy who would be a bell cow pretty much everywhere else besides maybe like Baltimore, Philadelphia. I would say San Francisco, but Christian McCaffrey can't stay on the field, so he'd probably be a bell cow there too. So pretty much everywhere else in the league, this dude would be the bell cow main back, man, getting 1,000 yards and probably in that MVP conversation. But he's here, splitting carries. Best duo in football, if I do say so myself. If you think it's another one, please put it in the comments so we can argue about it. Steve, are you pumped?
I can't believe the disrespect, first and foremost.
What?
No love for Jahmyr Gibbs in the pass blocking game, William. He got that little boo-boo on his cheek in San Francisco again. When he stepped in there and bought Jared Goff time. That's all I need him to do. If I want pancakes, I'll go to IHOP. I just need you to get in front of someone's way and not let him get to my quarterback. Plain and simple. That's the name of the game. Yeah, David Montgomery, he'll put someone on his ass, but I had a little bit of a question mark going in. Like, all right, Gibby's he's a little bit smaller. I know he's willing to pass block, but does he have the physical stature? Hey, he'll stand in there and he'll take an absolute lick. That's why he got that little boo-boo on his cheek, and people were throwing up those Nelly pictures all over the internet. But listen, the scariest thing for the rest of the league
Hmm.
is what happens if we finally see David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs on the field together in like a wishbone formation, or even Gibby out wide in the slot. It don't matter, but our offense is unstoppable. Okay. It's the number one offense in football, over 30 points per game. You don't have to call me a homer all you want. We can sit here and look at the numbers. It's just the facts. Number one offense in the league.
Yeah.
It's not even, we haven't even really hit the full potential of Gibbs in the passing game yet. I feel like it's only been a couple weeks now where we've been seeing it, but I still don't think we've really seen it. I still don't think Ben Johnson's taking advantage, kind of like the Buffalo Bills did to us, where they were getting their running backs on our linebackers. I still don't think we've gotten or exploited major mismatches yet. Is this the week to do it? I don't know. I don't know, William. I don't know if we need it, but I wouldn't be shocked if we start to implement him in the passing game a little bit more with David Montgomery still on the field.
I don't think I talked about it yet on air. And before I even say what I'm about to say, I got to go back to this blocking thing. Listen, the difference between Gibbs and David Montgomery is David Montgomery gives licks, Gibbs takes them. But anyways, nonetheless, I will say back to the passing game. I don't know how AG watches film and doesn't go on over to that offensive room after I've watched them film and say, hey, listen, how these guys are using Austin Eckler, you may want to get Jahmyr out there and start using them like that, because Austin Eckler is getting split out as a wide receiver. He's starting at a running back position, motioning out to wide receiver. He's starting at the receiver spot and motioning back to a running back position, and they're running read. They're doing a lot of things where they're moving him around and doing games with them. Hey, man, I don't know how these guys watch film, because it's a copycat league. You know what I mean? Now, I might say, hey, man, let me steal this, let me steal that, or let me throw this in. So let these guys know, hey, we watch film and we see what you guys are doing to have some success. But when I'm thinking about Demo and Gibbs, but when I'm really thinking about Demo and the physical nature of this game, I'm thinking about this, Steve. I'm thinking about, if you look here, one thing that really stands out to me is rushing defense. If you're looking at the Detroit Lions, we're averaging less than 100 a game, 98.4. We're number 5th ranked rushing defense. That other team, the Washington Commanders, you look at those boys, we're looking at them, they're giving up 137.5 yards on average. They're ranked number 30 in the league. We got the best freaking offensive line of football. We are about to run it down their throat. It is about to be a painful day for Washington Commanders fans as they watch us just
belt ass.
Just pound the rock, man. It is going to be rude, man. It's going to be rude football. I don't want to give up game day stuff, but it's hard because, listen, the football is going to get ran. So, I mean, it's going to get talked about in the game day episode. It's going to get talked about now. It's going to get talked about probably on Sunday after the game. This is going to be a problem, Steve. I'm pumped for it.
When I look at how bad Washington is stopping the run and how good is Detroit at running the football, it's our biggest advantage. Okay. We were going to talk about strengths versus weaknesses. Maybe we still do that show. I don't know. But if anyone's licking their lips, I think it's kind of Jared Goff, isn't it? Like he might have the easiest job all day, is just, hey, turn around, hand the ball off. Hey, turn around, hand the ball off. Hey, give the ball to Jahmyr Gibbs on the outside. Hey, Penny Sewell, we're going to run this one right up your cheeks, okay? Just, hey, I think Jared Goff might not even break a sweat this game, if I'm honest with you. If we're running the football like we can, listen, I don't have Washington's schedule on hand. I mean, I could go back and look at it and just tell you guys this. I don't think they've seen 2 running backs that are capable of doing what we're capable of doing. We can beat you 1,000 different ways. 2 of those ways are with 2 different running backs, okay? I don't know. Here's the question. We talked about David Montgomery, I think it was last week, if I remember right, and we kind of were talking about what his workload will be. And we were kind of in like that 70-30 range, maybe 80-20, depending on that knee. I haven't seen anything or any type of practice film put out there from what's going on inside Allen Park. Are you still on that wagon that it's still going to be like an 80-20, 70-30, or do you think Demo's going to get 15 to 18 touches like he was before his injury?
If he's a full participant in practice, that is telling me that I feel like he's good to go. I'm expecting is 60-40. I feel like Gibbs has earned the right to get a couple extra touches. And with Demo coming right off of an injury, Coach Campbell said it before. He doesn't like guys coming off an injury and jumping into a full workload. So I'm expecting 60-40. If he's a full participant in practice, I'm expecting him to take some seriously meaningful carries, man. A meaningful amount of work, and it'll also depend on what's going on because they've said it before. They ride the hot hand. So if you look back a couple weeks ago, Ife Melifonwu came back. They said it in a press conference. They planned on only playing him a little bit, getting him a little taste and getting him off the field. The dude was out there balling. He was doing exactly what they needed him to do. He looked like he was just fine, so they left him out there. Same thing with Alex Anzalone. Dude played, I think, every defensive snap but one, but he was supposed to get a little taste of it and get him back off of the field, man. So if Demo's out there looking like no problem, man, and he's out there doing his thing, I would expect that he's going to continue to be fed the rock.
One of my favorite moments after that Minnesota game was when Dane Campbell went back into the locker room after the game, and he went right up to David Montgomery and said, "Hey, you got 2 more weeks. Got 2 more weeks to get right." First and foremost, I think after the year we've had, this emotional roller coaster that we've talked about endlessly, all these injuries, it's just nice to get one back. Like a guy that we thought we've lost for the season, coming back, big playoff game, bad team against the run like Washington. What better time to come back from an injury that was supposed to be a season ender and going against a team that can't really stop the run? Like I don't think David Montgomery needs the confidence effect, but more like a, hey, don't you guys forget about me. All right. I can still put up 1,000 total yards as well. Like David Montgomery, my favorite play, or not even play, series from this season was week 1. Overtime, he just said, hey, let's get behind this offensive line. I'm going to take this team right down the field. We're going to punch this thing in. We're going to start 1-0. That's the effect David Montgomery has. Jahmyr Gibbs can hit the home run at any time. I think he's been the workhorse the last few weeks, rightfully so. He's an absolute problem. I don't know how you cover him, his speed. If you let that guy get outside of a tackle and you're not containing the edge, see ya. 20, you're going to be seeing Gibbs on the jersey because you're not catching him. You're only going to see him from behind. So I don't know. I love our running backs, Sonic and Knuckles, back together. The question is, they come out of the tunnel together this week? Because I'm pretty sure the offense is getting introduced, right? Yeah, Anzalone came back against Minnesota, so it should be the offense's turn. I'd like to see Sonic and Knuckles get introduced together, William.
I'd like to see that as well, man. I got to run something back, though, before we get off here, man. I know we're getting close. I got to run this back. And I'll explain why.
We want Detroit! We want Detroit! We want Detroit! We want Detroit!
You hear it. Listen, I had to run that back for one reason and one reason only. I said it before. Be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you freaking wish for. And there is nothing more demoralizing than getting the football ran down your face. There's nothing more demoralizing than that. It's nothing more demoralizing than a team coming out and saying, listen, you know we're running the football. I know we're running the football. Jesus Christ knows we're running the football. So does your mom. Hut, hand it off. We're running it down your neck. Listen, if you give up 137 yards and we're the best offensive line with 2 featured running backs that are absolute monsters who could both be bell cows somewhere else, get ready and buckle your seatbelt. There will be chants going on. The chants will be belt to ass.
MVP. And remember, MVP when Gibby breaks one off.
Yeah, and remember, like I said before, the belt's got spikes on it. That's all I got.
I like that the Washington's fans are chanting, "We want Detroit." You know, I've kind of taken some time and thought about it. Like, I think it's a term of respect, man. You know, remember back in the day when teams in college football would say, "We want Bama," because Bama was one of the top dogs. Yeah. I think that's how they view us now. You know, I think Detroit's kind of established themselves as one of the obvious. I mean, if you haven't been watching football the last 2 seasons and you've been living under a rock, I don't know what to tell you. But the last 2-3 seasons, going back to when we barely missed the playoffs, all right, we were the hottest team for 2.5 years now. All right, we're kind of established as one of those top dogs. So for them to say, we want Detroit, okay, we take that as a sign of respect. But I promise you, after this game, you're going to say, man, I wish we didn't come to Detroit. Man, I wish we didn't come to Detroit. I wish we would have flew over this city and just kept going east and head back home, because that's where Washington's going to be heading after this game, William. I'm fired up. I'm ready for this game. Saturday night football. It's going to be a madhouse. 8 p.m. You're going to give Detroiters all day on a weekend to get buck wild. Good luck, Jane Daniels. Good luck. I hope you guys mastered the art of the snap, the silent snap, because we're not going to let you hear. You're not going to be able to communicate. You're not going to be able to think. Your teeth are going to be rattling in your head. It's going to be so loud. I can't wait, William. Saturday can't get here fast enough.
Let's get it, man. Ready.
Anything else tonight?
Nope.
Major news, guys. All right. It's not every day you get a running back with 1,000 total yards receiving and rushing on the season, coming back at the divisional round of the playoffs. It doesn't happen often. We dodged a bullet when we thought we lost him for the season. This is major news. For some people who say, oh, we don't know if this is major news, you're getting a 1,000-yard back returning this week. So this is major news. Stick around, hit that like button. We'll be back later with another show.
Peace.